Hello, this is Dream Talk with Bob. Really excited to be here tonight. I've got a really good subject to talk about. 98% of dreams are about death to your quality of life. So, when you have death in your life, what is that? That is an identity created in the flesh. Well, the Bible talks about this, and it's all through the Bible, but no one really touches on it. But dreams are all about this. This is eating from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. It's what Adam and Eve ate on when they were in the garden. So they ate from this tree, and the result was death. They were kicked out of the garden, kicked out of this life that they had that was so good, and now it's complicated. Now it's filled with insecurity and just all of these feelings that come from death. Okay, so you can find 33 works of the flesh in Galatians 5:19, 20, 21. You can find the fruits of the Spirit in Galatians 5:22 and 23. 9 fruits of the Spirit, 33 works of the flesh. What are works of the flesh? They are attitudes that if you operate in your flesh, then you create this dynamic of death. So to bring this around, Adam and Eve ate from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, and death was the result. So now you have this thing where Jesus talks about, if you build your house upon a rock, the rains and the things of life come and the house stands. And you build your house upon sand and the rains and the things of life, the troubles of life come and your house falls. Well, what is a house? A house is an identity. So do you get your identity from a rock, from a promise, from the good things being led by the Spirit, or is it the flesh? Is the flesh seeking its own way? Is the flesh jealous? Are you competing? Are you constantly trying to be better than others? These are all identities. Identities, a house built either on sand or on a rock. An identity on a rock it's an identity filled with faith, filled with belief, filled with strength, and filled with ability, filled with life. So the apostles talked about this, both Paul and James. James says, you're drawn away of your own lust and enticed, and when lust is finished, it conceives. It gives birth to sin. And when sin is finished, it brings forth death. Death is the thing, the identity created from the flesh. The result is death. And that's 98% of the dreams. The 2% of dreams are about prophecy and promises and, giving you direction. 98% are when death is working. So when interpreting dreams, if you go into dream interpretation and you don't know that 98, almost all dreams are revealing when an identity is built on the flesh, when an identity is built that is destroying your quality of life. So John 10:10, Jesus came to give life and life more abundantly. All right, the devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. Well, who is the devil? Have you ever seen him? We talk about him. We say he's this and that and this. Well, let's say the devil is an evil spirit. Where is the spirits created? Well, we just found out where spirits of death are created. They're created when you're drawn away of your own lust and enticed, and you conceive sin. And when sin is finished, it brings forth death. Death is a spirit. The spirit works in the identity it was created in. So when I'm interpreting your dreams will systematically begin destroying all the death in your life, all the areas of your life that need attention, from the most important thing down to the least thing, so that if you pay attention to your dreams and you deal with them and you understand how to get rid of these identities that create death, that create a spirit of death that ministers death, defeat, depression, all these things are related. And in the different identities, the spirits work from different points of view. And so they say, oh, I was triggered. Oh, and I became so depressed. Oh, you were triggered. So that spirit that was created in that identity of the flesh, it rose to the top and came in charge. And, usually when that happens, you'll have a dream. And you'll bring your dream to me, and I'll help you destroy the identity that created that spirit. Jesus talks all about this. It's in chapter 14 of Matthew, 14 and 15. It talks about Beelzebub and the spirits, and it's they don't have a leader. There's no real Beelzebub, the king of the demons. There's no king of the demons. In a world of imagination, a world that the church has brought up with this wrong mindset of principalities and powers. I have learned that principalities, which are principles, are held in the heavens by what people believe. Well, if you have principles that were created by the flesh, then you have evil principality, evil principles in the atmosphere that can influence people. It's not things up above coming down to afflict us. It's what's inside of us going up that creates the atmosphere, the spiritual atmosphere in a city or a place. Well, this is Dream Talk with Dream Talk Bob, and I've given you a lot of things to think about tonight. And I pray you have a blessed week in Jesus' name.